Joining us now, the chairman of House Judiciary, Congressman Jim Jordan. Congressman, welcome to the show. It's good to see you. The breaking news, the Wall Street Journal reports the Biden Justice Department rejected having FBI agents monitor the search by the president's personal lawyers at his homes. This is ostensibly, they say, to avoid complicating the investigation. They do not have security clearances. How is that complicating the investigation?
It's not, and the fact that they thought about it and then said, no, we're not going to do that. Again, this is what stands out to the American people, the one standard they have for President Biden, the different standard they had for President Trump. And I would go back to point out, it's a different standard, it seems to me, for Democrats and Republicans, because I asked this same question of Secretary Clinton several years ago in front of the Benghazi committee when she mishandled classified information, when she had 60,000 emails, some of them work-related, some of them classified, on her personal server. I asked her a simple question. I said, Madam Secretary, we don't need to see your personal emails. This is America. Privacy is important. We don't need to see that. But we don't exactly trust you and your lawyers to do it right and give us what we're entitled to have, what the American people are entitled to see. How about we do it this way? How about we have a neutral third party like a retired federal judge examine those 60,000 emails and they'll decide? And of course, her and her lawyers said, no, we can't go that way. We're going to do it. Same kind of concept applied here. No, we can't even have the Justice Department accompany. You get to do it your way, President Biden.
Well, how can that be?
Meanwhile,
how can you stop that? They do not have security clearances. Jonathan Turley says they're witnesses to a crime scene. We're talking potential human intelligence sources could be at risk. Information about Iran, Ukraine, and the UK. Go ahead, sir.
But Liz, even when they pulled themselves back, they found classified documents, they pulled themselves back, what happened? The White House counsel, Mr. Sauber, went and along with the DOJ. So even then, someone from the White House went along with the DOJ folks to get those classified documents. I think that's a problem, too. At least it's unusual.
Well, how can you stop this? How can you, as chair of House Judiciary, stop this?
Step one is to get all the facts on the table. That's why we do investigations. That's why we have a constitutional duty to do oversight. We're going to do that to make sure all the first step in stopping this unequal treatment under the law, this political dynamic that exists at the Justice Department, is to first get all the facts on the table, not just about this situation, but about all the others we've seen with big tech and big government colluding, working together, with how they targeted parents at school board meetings, and on it goes. We're going to be focused on all that information, and we're going to start with the FBI agents, the brave FBI agents who came to us as whistleblowers and told us about what was going on. The now more than 24 who've come forward and talked to us about the political shenanigans at the Justice Department.
Are they talking to you about Hunter Biden? Because Americans, the White House today suggested Americans should focus on the economy, not the Biden document scandal. There could be more top secrets unguarded out there. They couldn't rule that out today. And the White House press secretary today refused to say whether or not the search is complete. So they're saying focus on the economy said. So, by the way, let's get to this. How does this intersect with the Biden family accused of cashing in on the president's government job?
Well, we don't know because we don't know what these documents were related to. It's been reported there were some documents related to Iran, some documents related to potentially Ukraine. So we don't know. We'll have to wait and see what they tell us, what we find out. Maybe some of that will be determined in the House Intelligence Committee under Chairman Turner's leadership. We'll just have to wait and see. But there are all kinds of things that are raising red flags, raising concerns. And this is why Chairman Comer on the oversight wants to see those suspicious activity reports related to banking transactions. And now we have the tax question. Hunter Biden saying he was paying rent and tax issues. I think that'll all be handled in Representative Chairman Comer's Oversight and Government Reform Committee. We're focused on the DOJ response because that's our responsibility on the Judiciary Committee.
So, the tax returns were removed from the campaign website for the president, 2016 to 2018. That's right when, the rental payments you noted, the Biden family doing deals overseas, that was that period of time. Hunter Biden wanted an office at the Biden think tank. We just showed emails about that. But you oversee judiciary. So again, how is the FBI and the DOJ, how is it okay for the lawyers, for the Biden family lawyers, to touch the nation's top secrets, but then Trump's Mar-a-Lago gets raided?
No, it's not, and it just underscores this double standard, this concept that there's one set of rules for the politically connected, a different set if you're regular folks, a different set if you're Republicans, a different Here's another great one. One set of rules if you're pro-life activists protesting in front of or praying in front of an abortion clinic. A different set if you're pro-abortion folks protesting in the front of Supreme Court justices' homes. Totally different standards. It's not supposed to operate that way. And that's what so frustrates so many of the folks I get the privilege of representing, and why they want us to investigate and want to get all the facts, all the evidence, all the truth on the table for the full country to see.
So we can't see the visitor logs and records for who was there. We don't even know if there are visitor records for the Biden's think tank in D.C. for the Penn Biden Center.
Yeah.
So we can't see the money flows coming in overseas on the tax returns because they use off-balance sheet shell companies, right? So that's what's happening. You know, the media, Democrats, even Obama's ethics chief, Congressman Walter Schaub, said this is appalling and reckless. And more in the media are talking about a cover-up. Watch this.
Yeah.
But the reality is these documents are well marked. And that's why they're well marked. They're cover sheets. Every page is stamped with a classification level.
Shouldn't he wait to find out if he was careless?
But it would have been helpful for Joe Biden when it first came out to say, you know, and we have tape of Joe Biden saying that Trump did something stupid and shouldn't have done it and it was bad. Well, he should have said, you look, I know I look hypocritical in that tape. Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
There's nothing stupid about saying we need to know what documents were in an unsecured garage in Wilmington and at a place where you didn't have visitor logs for people that were coming and going because it was a private residence.
Your reaction? So Joey Behar claims the fix for the president is just admit he's a hypocrite. I mean, already 2024 is like going up in flames, his re-election bid for that. So again, how is it okay? How is it okay for personal family lawyers to interfere in something involving the nation's secrets?
Yeah, it's not, and just tell us the truth. The White House has said repeatedly over the last week, we're being transparent. Really? Then why did you tell us on January 9th when this story first broke only about the original documents found at the Penn Biden Center and didn't tell us about the ones you found on December 18th in the garage at the residence? Why did you only tell us half the story? So you can't say you're being transparent and then have all these different things that go on that are so different from how it's supposed to work. That's the problem. That's why you're going to see several committees look at this and come at it from different perspectives.
What would have happened if this information came out before the midterms?
Yeah, well, who knows? But I do know this. 91 days before the midterm election, they raided President Trump's home. They knew about this before the midterm election, and we weren't allowed to know. This is the second election that they've done that, where in 2020 they did the same thing with the Hunter Biden laptop story. Just maybe stay out of the elections and let the American people get all the facts and make a decision.
So we're supposed to be okay with the president spending 40% of his time in Delaware, where there are no visitor logs, where Hunter Biden had access to that Delaware home, where he apparently spent $50,000 a month in rent for the home. There's no rental income noted for that sum on the president's tax returns, now removed from his campaign website. Do you see them circling the wagons? Do you see the cover-up? Final word.
Well, one thing I would say is there has to be some kind of log, particularly since he's been president. So since January 20th, 2021, there has to be some kind of log of people going there. I would think the Secret Service has a record of who's coming in and out of the president's home, particularly if they're not family members. I think there has to be something like that. I know Mr. Comer on the Oversight Committee is looking into it.
Got it. Congressman Jordan, come back soon. It's a pleasure having you on.